In this underground world, the Mafia doesn't just run drugs, guns, and territory. It runs on instinct. Alphas dominate the syndicates because their aggression and nodding instincts make them natural pack leaders. Betas are the reliable foot soldiers. Omegas are myth-level rare after a government suppression campaign 20 years ago that forced most into hiding or controlled breeding programs. The few free Omegas left use heavy scent blockers, heat suppressants, and fake beta IDs just to survive. One whiff of an unbonded Omega can send an alpha into a rut that ruins empires. Fated mates exist, a rare biological lock where scents and pheromones match perfectly, overriding suppressants and logic. No one chooses it. It chooses you, and in the Mafia, a fated Omega is the ultimate weapon, or the ultimate weakness. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Subline channel, BL Story. Make yourself comfortable, relax, and let's deep dive into the story of Shadows of the Knot. Chapter 1, New Bodyguard. The rain hammered the floor-to-ceiling windows of the Draven penthouse like bullets. Viktor Draven stood with his back to the city, blood still drying on the cuff of his tailored black shirt. 3 of his best men were in body bags downstairs. The Volkovs had finally grown bold enough to strike inside his own club. He didn't flinch when the elevator dinged. The new bodyguard stepped out alone, duffel bag slung over one shoulder, tactical jacket zipped high despite the heat, dark auburn hair, sharp jaw, green eyes that scanned the room like he was already calculating exit routes. Beta, according to the file. Highly recommended. 0-cent signature. Exactly what Vic wanted. Kai Voss, the man said, voice low and edged. He didn't offer a hand. Here to keep your arrogant ass alive. Vic's lip twitched, the closest he ever came to a smile. You're late. Traffic was trying to kill me first. Figured I'd let it finish the job for you. Kai dropped the duffel with a thud. His eyes flicked over Vic once, slow and unimpressed. Nice bloodstain, very on brand. Something shifted in the air. Not a scent, not exactly. More like static before a storm. Vic's alpha instincts flared without warning, pupils narrowing. The man smelled of nothing, and yet every cell in Vic's body suddenly wanted to pin him against the glass and find out what he was hiding under all that attitude. Kai's shoulders stiffened, almost imperceptibly. His pulse jumped at the side of his throat. Neither of them acknowledged it. Vic turned back to the rain. You work for me now. You speak when spoken to. You bleed before I do. Understood? Kai's grin was all teeth. Crystal boss. Just one thing. I don't kneel for anyone. Not even you. The rain kept falling. Neither of them knew it yet. But the rarest Omega in the underground had just walked straight into the coldest alpha's den, and the fated bond had already begun to tighten like a noose made of silk and gunpowder. Morning light sliced through the bulletproof glass of the penthouse like a knife. Viktor Draven was already awake, standing at the long obsidian dining table with a tablet in one hand and black coffee in the other. He wore a fresh charcoal suit, no tie. The top 2 buttons of his shirt opened just enough to show the edge of an old scar across his collarbone. Sleep was a luxury he rarely afforded, especially not after last night's attempt on his life. The new bodyguard, Kai Voss, had been given the guest suite down the hall. Vic had expected the man to sleep in, or at least hesitate before entering the main living area. He was wrong. Kai walked in at exactly 7:15 a.m. Dressed in a black compression shirt that hugged his lean, corded arms and tactical pants that allowed easy movement. His auburn hair was still damp from the shower, pushed back messily. No cologne, no detectable scent, just clean skin and the faint metallic temps of the suppressant patches. Vic couldn't see, but instinctively knew were there. Morning, boss, Kai said, voice rough with the last traces of sleep. He didn't wait for permission. He moved straight to the coffee machine, poured himself a mug, and leaned against the counter like he owned the place. You always stare at people like you're deciding whether to shoot them or hire them. Vik set the tablet down slowly. His ice blue eyes tracked every motion Kai made. You're on duty the moment you open your eyes in my territory. That includes not helping yourself to my kitchen without clearance. Kai took a deliberate sip, green eyes sparkling with challenge. Clearance. I thought I was here to keep you breathing, not play butler. Besides, he gestured with the mug, if I'm going to take a bullet for you today, the least you can do is share the overpriced coffee. The corner of Vik's mouth twitched. Annoyance. And something sharper. That same static pull from last night hummed under his skin, low and insistent. It made his alpha instincts sit up and pay attention in a way no beta ever had. He pushed it down, hard. Ground rules, Vik said, voice low and commanding. He stepped closer, deliberately invading the other man's space. Kai didn't back up. You do not leave my side unless I order it. You do not speak to my men without my permission. And you keep that smart mouth in check when we're outside these walls. Clear. Kai tilted his head, looking up at the taller alpha with zero fear. Crystal, but here's one for you. I'm not one of your obedient little pack dogs. I took this job because it pays enough to disappear after. Push me too hard, and I walk. Even if it means leaving your arrogant ass exposed. For a second, the air thickened. Vik's nostrils flared slightly, searching for something he couldn't quite catch. Kai's pulse was steady on the surface, but up close. Vik could see the faint sheen of sweat at his temple, stress, or something else. The suppressant must be strong. Impressively so. Vik leaned in a fraction more, voice dropping to a dangerous murmur. Careful, Voss. Men have died for less attitude. Kai's breath hitched, just barely, but he masked it with a cocky grin. Yeah. Then I guess I'd better make it worth your while before you put me in the ground. The tension crackled like live wire. Vik's hand twitched at his side. The primal urge to grab the man by the collar and pin him to the counter, surging forward before he crushed it. This was ridiculous. The bodyguard was a beta, efficient, disposable, nothing more. He stepped back, straightening his cuff. We have a meeting at the docks in 40 minutes. Volkovs are testing boundaries. You stay behind me, scan for threats, and if anything feels off, you tell me immediately. No heroics. Kai drained the rest of his coffee and set the mug down with a soft clink. No heroics. Funny coming from the guy who survived 3 assassins last night by sheer luck. Don't worry, boss. I'll keep your pretty suit clean. As they moved toward the private elevator, Vik felt it again. That inexplicable draw. Like his body recognized something his mind refused to name. Kai walked half a step behind, posture relaxed but eyes sharp, constantly assessing. In the mirrored walls of the elevator, their reflection stared back, the cold, towering alpha in perfect control, and the lean, defiant bodyguard, who looked like he'd rather fight Vik than protect him. Down in the underground garage, Vik's armored SUV waited, engine already purring. 2 of his trusted men, both alphas nodded respectfully as they approached. Boss, one said, eyes flicking to Kai with mild curiosity. New guy. Temporary, Vik replied curtly. He stays close. Kai slid into the back seat beside Vik, without being told, legs spread casually, one arm resting along the window. As the vehicle pulled out into the rainy streets, he muttered under his breath. Just loud enough for Vik to hear. Temporary, huh? We'll see how long you last before you need me more than you think. Vik didn't answer, but as the city blurred past, he found his gaze drifting to the side of Kai's neck, that vulnerable spot where a claiming bite would go. The thought sent a low growl building in his chest that he barely swallowed. He didn't know it yet, but the suppressants were already straining. The fated pull was waking something ancient and dangerous in both of them. And the first full day had only just begun. And that's the end of Chapter 1. The cold and ruthless Mafia boss, Viktor Draven, has just met his new bodyguard, the sharp-tongued, rebellious Kai Voss. But beneath the surface, something dangerous is already stirring. a pull neither of them can explain, and a secret that could destroy them both. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss what happens next. Turn on notifications. Things are about to get much more intense. Next time, in Chapter 2.